will try to finish our definition portion in the first June of in the first week of June. Okay, this definition, in your syllabus, if you just saw your syllabus now, so in each act there is a one content, there's a one concept that you have to learn the definition of that act also. Now the question is why the definition is important. The definitions are important because these terms, suppose in Indian Contract Act, I'm going to discuss you the 10 points, the 10 legal terms. So these legal terms are important to understand the various concept of the act. And we know that in your Indian Contract Act, we have just learned the general principle of contract, special principle of contract. In special, 5 terms are there. In general principle of contract, the formula is there. So what are the key terms to understand this one? Okay, otherwise if I just take your definition portion in the paid batch now, so it will take 80 to 100 classes to finish your syllabus. So that's why I have just cut the definition portion from the paid class and I just put it into the YT session so that these terms are very, very much important. Okay, so now let's start with the Indian Contract Act. See class, Indian Contract Act, that is called contract. So this is the basic formula of the term contract. And this is very, very much important. Try to learn each definition right now. Okay, now let's start with the first definition. The first is class, the proposal. What is proposal? See, in the definition, in the formula, the term offer, okay, in the formula of the general principle of contract, the term offer is called proposal. We know that if Nikita ma'am is offering this pen, that is called offer. All you know that. But this is not the legal term that is written in the Indian contract. In the Indian contract, say what the wording say that when one person, suppose X and Y is there, so when one person signify to another, so this X person is signify means indicate to the another his willingness. What is willingness? In Hindi we say ichha, a voluntarily decision. What I'm saying, a voluntarily decision. So if X person signify his assent, suppose X want to sell his car to the Y person. So in that case, the X person signify to Y his willingness to do what to do, that X will sell this red car. And to abstain, what is abstain? X will not sell blue car but only red car. So the word not indicate the negative offer. So X will not sell blue car and X have only suppose 2 car, the red one and the blue one. So X is saying that I will not sell my blue car. This is called abstain from doing anything with a view to obtain the assent. X want assent or consent from the Y person to do such act and abstinence. It is called proposal. So as we can easily see that offer is a very simple term, that suppose if one person give something to the another person, that is called offer. But according to the Indian Contract Act, this is the exact definition of the term proposal. It may be happen that the definition portion will be there. 4 options will be given to in the exam: offer, acceptance, proposal, promise. So you have to tick mark what is the exact word of this definition. So that's why this definition portion is important. So no need to mug up the things, but try to understand what is the explanation that is used in the particular term. So this is the exact explanation of the term proposal. Got it? Next, what is accepted? We know offer plus acceptance is equal to promise. Right now, see, we all know the formula now. So if you know the formula, you can easily understand the term. See, when the person to whom proposal is made, so proposal is made to the Y person, signify his assent, the proposal is said to be accepted. When Y give his assent class, so we can say that the Y have accepted the offer. The Y have accepted the offer and when the proposal when accepted, the proposal offer can be also called proposal. When accepted, it is equal to promise. A very good morning, class. A very good terminology we are using. First of all, we will finish the module D, then module C, then module B, then module A. So each terms is very, very much important from the examination point of view. Very important terminology. Because this definition portion, Gopal sir, Sahiba ma'am, Sarima ma'am, the definition portion is given in your syllabus. So that's why 25 acts we will study 25 definition terms, and each act contain 10 to 15 definition term. But there are so many acts just like Company Act or Surface Act which contains more than 30 definition. So our target will be to complete the definition portion of one act in one day. Okay, so I think this proposal, acceptance, promise definition is clear to all of you. Okay, now let's start with the next one. Who is promiser? Who is promiser? Who is promisee? The person making the proposal. What I'm saying, the person making the proposal is called promiser, and the accepting the proposal is called promisee. X, Y. X is promiser, Y is promisee. That's it. X is promiser, Y is promisee. That's it. Okay, class? Next one. What is consideration? Oh my God. Just see the definitions line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 line, the definition of consideration. But what I have teach you, what is consideration? Consideration in simple term, something for something. What is this? Something for something. That is called consideration. Something for something. What is something for something? Suppose X and Y is there. X is selling his car to the Y, and Y is giving for that car 1 lakh rupees. So X, the consideration for X is 1 lakh. The consideration for Y is car. That's it. That is called consideration, no? Exactly, Gopal sir. But see, sir, the definition of consideration in the legal one. What is the legal definition of consideration? See, that is given when at the desire of promiser. Desire. What is desire? It's called voluntary thing. Okay, X and Y. So desire of promiser. See, X want to sell his car. So the price of the car is decided by class. Tell me, promiser or promisee? Tell me. The price of the car is decided by promiser or promisee? Tell me. Hanji class. Promiser or promisee? Tell me. The desire of the car. Exactly. But the present consideration, past consideration, and future consideration. You know, na, tense, past, present, and future. So class, has done or abstained. Does or abstains. This is past, this is present, and promises to do or abstain from doing, that is future one. So just like class, contract can be present, future, and past. So same thing, it will apply to the consideration also. We can give the consideration immediately, that is present. After 10 days, it will be called past. And we are promising that I will give you this 1 lakh rupees in the future. That is called future. So your consideration can be past, can be present, and can be future. So this is exactly the definition of consideration according to the Indian Contract Act. Okay, so this definition, the words of the definition is so much, difficult, but still you have to understand the concept. So if the terminology concept is clear, that is something for something. So now this definition is right now clear. Suppose in the class, if I teach you this definition, so I think many students will just afraid, oh my God, we have to learn this one. We have to understand this type of language. No. So that's why in each paid class, I'll just try to teach you with a very simple and a basic definition. So consideration, you have to learn nothing but something for something. That's it. Okay, just tell me one answer. An agreement without consideration is class. Tell me. An agreement without consideration is what? Valid, void, voidable. An agreement without consideration is what? Valid, void, voidable. Yes, yes, tell me class. An agreement without consideration. Exactly. Exactly, Gopal sir, Sarima man. An agreement, Nana Poonam ma'am. An agreement without consideration is void, ma'am. We have already learned it. Okay? Ah, that is not voidable. Voidable means if any agreement is done by one person with a fraud, coercion, undue influence, in that case, one party have a right to breach the contract. Okay, that is called voidable. It's a mulukutla, sir. Next, what is agreement? What we have learned, offer plus acceptance is equal to promise. Promise in legal term is called agreement. I have teach you that one now. But now see what is the definition that is written in this one. Agreement. Every promise, every set of promises, every promise, it means the promise of offer, the promise of proposer, the promise of proposee, that is called promise. Every set of promises, set of means suppose these two promises is called set of promises, forming the consideration. It means in offer plus acceptance, when the consideration will become na, it is called as the agreement. Because in the Indian Contract Act class, we have to focus on the legal agreement. Legal agreement. Hello, Madan sir. So these definition terms are class, trust me, that is very, very much important. We have already finished summary of the act. All sessions are given in the playlist. If you have not seen the summary, please go through the summary of the act and the questions that is given in the IIBF book. No need to purchase that book. We have done the paid batch. Please revise the concept of the paid batch and do the mock paper right now. Okay, next one. What is reciprocal promises? Suppose promiser is there, promisee is there. Promiser, promisee. So what is reciprocal promise? I think reciprocal word we have just learned in the this one in the math subject. So the promises which form the consideration or part of consideration for each other, it is called reciprocal promises. What is reciprocal? It is basically the promises which form the consideration or part of the consideration for each other. It is called reciprocal promises. Promise from one person, another person. So promises from this party and this. Promiser is saying that I will give you my car, and promisee is promising that I will give you 1 lakh rupees for that car. That is called reciprocal. So promises from both sides, it is called reciprocal promise. A simple term. Promises from the both side. Done. Okay. What is this? This is class void agreement. But see that what is written in the G point, and no need to learn the section. Okay. No need to learn the section. An agreement not enforceable by law, it is called void. Void agreement. So this is the definition of void agreement. As we know that void agreement is void ab initio. That's it. Void ab initio. This is called void agreement. This is called void agreement. Suppose if a minor is doing the contract. So minor will not do contract, ma'am. Minor, if he just start the agreement, that agreement is void ab initio. Minor. Is that clear? So an agreement not enforceable by law, it is said to be void agreement. Mulukutla sir, exactly. Mulukutla sir, I think you have not seen the summary of the session that we have already done. Sir, in the summary session, or when we were doing the questions in the summary, so there are so many questions, sir, in which the questions are asked in the definition portion. Please go through the summary of the act. That's why you're asking question, ma'am, that MCQ come in the definition. Exactly. Please go through the summary of the act, in which there are so many questions in which definition is there and 4 words are there. You have to tick mark that which of the word is the definition of this term. That's why I'm just putting this definition in the YT session. And sir, that is also given in your syllabus. That is also given in your syllabus also, that you have to finish the definition. What is contract? See the definition of contract. An agreement enforceable by law is called contract. You can easily understand that what I have teach you in the paid batch with a very simple language. If I will teach you in the from the act now, so I think that is not easily understandable by you people. So that's why before understanding the definition terms now, we have to understand it in a very simple language. So offer plus acceptance is equal to agreement. So agreement plus law enforceability is equal to contract. We have already done in the formula. Hello, Sharda ma'am. Okay. Okay, class. So you can see the definition. So this is the definition of contract. An agreement enforceable by law. That is called contract. What is voidable contract? Voidable contract, we know, ma'am. Ma'am, we have learned that when any agreement is done by coercion, when any agreement is done by fraud, by misrepresentation or undue influence, ma'am, one party have a option to breach the contract. Right now, one party have a option to breach the contract. That is called voidable contract. We have learned now. Now see what is written here. An agreement which is enforceable by law at the option of one or more of the party, but not at the option of other. Suppose if Nikita ma'am is doing coercion. Coercion means threaten someone. If Nikita ma'am is doing fraud, so Nikita ma'am will not, wants that she will break this contract. No. By fraudly, Nikita ma'am just give the, this property to the Sharda ma'am. But actually, the owner of this property is a person. So in that case, Nikita ma'am have taken the 1 crore rupees from the Sharda ma'am. Actually, she is not the owner. So in that case, Sharda ma'am have a right to breach the contract, not Nikita ma'am. So this is called your definition voidable contract. So in the voidable class, only one party have option to breach the contract. Done. Next is, this is void contract. This is the definition of class void contract. So what is void contract? See, a contract which ceases means end. So the contract is already made, but the contract is ceases to be enforceable by law, becomes void when it ceases to be enforceable. What a definition. But what we have learned in the paid batch, void contract means in the initial stage the contract is valid, but on the later stage the contract become void. Suppose I have given you, suppose A want to give car to the B person on 30th May. But B have already paid the advance to A person. B have already paid advance to the A person. So in that case, suppose at 28th May earthquake came. In the earthquake, the car become destroyed, damaged. So now, can this contract can be executed? Tell me. In the earthquake, the subject matter of the contract become destroyed. So now the contract can be executed. The contract can be executed, class. Tell me. The contract cannot be executed because the subject matter is nil. So initially the contract is valid, but later on the contract is void. This is called void contract. So right now we have just started the module D. In module D we have completed Indian Contract Act. Today we will complete Indian Partnership Act and the SOGA Act. So this is very important of module D. Okay, now let's start with the definition term. Why I'm saying this definition term is important, because you people have already done the summary of the act. So in the summary and its question, you have seen that which types of question can be come from the definition portion. So class, if you really want to crack your exam now, so focus on the paid batch. Paid batch plus, in the paid batch I'm giving you the question, so you have to do all the question. Then whatever the PDF that is uploaded in your account, you have to revise from that PDF. And mock paper is available, 5 mock paper for each subject is there. And YT session, in the YT session the main important thing is definition portion plus your summary of the act and its question. So if you cover all these 5 points, you will definitely crack your exam. If you will cover these 5 points, you will definitely crack your exam. Okay, a very good morning Shiva sir and Gopal sir, a very good morning to all of you. Now let's start with the Indian Partnership Act. See class, this act now that today we are going to study, Indian Contract Act. Two act or the two part of the Indian contract has been removed. The first one is your Indian Partnership Act and the second one is class your SOGA Act. Indian Partnership and SOGA. So Indian Partnership Act, basically we will study Partnership Act which deal with only the partners, that what are the right and duties of the partner. And if we talk about the SOGA, so SOGA is basically deal with the movable goods. Okay, the SOGA, that is a Sales of Good Act, basically deal with the goods. Suppose if we want to sell that goods, so there must be seller and buyer. So these things we have to study in the SOGA Act. Let's start with the Indian Partnership Act. The first term is that act of the firm. What do you mean by the term act of the firm? So it means any act or omission. What is act? Act means to do. Omission means not to do. So any act or omission by all the partners or by any partner, by all the partners and any partner or agent of the firm which may give rise to enforceable by or against the firm. It means class C. Suppose in the partnership firm 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 partners are there. So what exactly the 4 partner means? The 4 partner means whatever the act that will done by this partner, it will be assumed that this work is done by all the partner, and whatever suppose the profit will be equally distributed among partner. Whatever loss will be bear by all the partner. This is the crux of your Indian Partnership Act. And for the act of partner, the partnership firm will be liable. The partnership firm will be liable because partnership firm do not have a separate existence. Okay, the partnership firm do not have a separate existence. So that's why whatever the work that is done by partner, it will be assumed that the act is done on the behalf of the partnership firm. Okay, there is a contract of agency between the partners to partners and partners to partnership firm. Contract of agency means work will be done by one person but another person will be liable. So this is the crux of your this act. Okay, now next one, what is business? See, if any partner is there now in the partnership firm, so their basic aim is to do the business. Their basic aim should be to do the business. So now class, what business include? It includes every trade, occupation and profession. This is called business. If all partners are there, they are not doing any work, this is not the basic purpose of the partnership firm. If you are making the partnership firm, it means you have to do any business, and that business should be lawful, it should not be unlawful. So this is your basic term of business. Done. Next one, what is registrar? What is registrar? So registrar means the registrar of firm appointed under subsection 1 of section 56. No need to learn the section. But registrar include the deputy registrar of firm also and assistant registrar also. Now if we talk about the registrar, so the one question always come in our mind, that whether the registration of the partnership firm is compulsory or not? The answer is absolutely no. The registration is not compulsory under this act. What I'm saying, the registration is not compulsory under this act. Why it is not compulsory? Because that is a law. But there is a pros and cons. Suppose if the partnership firm is registered, so there are so many benefits, and if the partnership firm is not registered, so there are negative point also. The negative point for the non-registration of firm is that you cannot, in the non-registration of the partnership firm cannot file the case, partners cannot file the case against third party against the partnership firm. So this is the drawback of your non-registration of the partnership firm. Drawback. Okay, cool. What is third party? Third party is basically, suppose partnership firm is there. They are doing business with a third party. This is third party. It may be any person, any company. Okay, so see, third party used in relation to the firm, to a partner, therein means any person who is not the partner in the firm. Exactly, because this person is not the partner. This person is the person to whom the partnership firm is dealing, that they are doing business. This is called third party. Okay, class, this is called third party. Done? Okay, class, third party is basically this one. Now, next one. What is partnership? A very important definition. A very important definition, that what is partnership, what is partner, what is firm name. So partnership, it is the relation between person who have agreed to share the profit. See class, there should be two or more partners. One person cannot start the partnership firm. There should be two or more partners. Okay, so partnership is the relation between person who have agreed to share the profit of a business carried on by all, or any of them acting for all. Any of them acting for all. And the person who have entered into the partnership firm, these are called partners. The partners collectively, they are called firm. The partners collectively, they are called as the partnership firm, collectively. Okay, and the name under which their business is carried on, that is called partnership firm. See, a very important definition under the Indian Partnership Act. Those candidates who are just seeing this session in the recorded form, please see it very carefully, because our target is to complete this definition term. We have already done the summary of the act and its question. If you want to revise summary of the act now, so in the evening session of the YT session, I'm doing this summary of the act in the bilingual language. So if you are comfortable, you can just come at the evening session at 9 p.m. daily. And otherwise, in the morning session, we have already done the summary session. So that's why we are doing only the definition terms. Okay. Now, I think this is cool. Partnership. What is this? Now, sales of good act. Okay. First of all, class, any doubt in the terms of Partnership Act? Yes, Gopal sir, Shiva sir. Any doubt? Hanji, any doubt? Yes, Gopal sir, Shiva sir, Shibhans, Shankar sir. Any doubt in the Indian Partnership Act? No? Excellent, Gopal sir. Now, the next is sales of good acts. So what exactly the sales of good act means? It is basically deal with the movable property. That is the crux. Deal with the movable property. So if Nikita ma'am want to sell the movable property to the Gopal sir, so it means Nikita ma'am is giving the ownership to the Gopal sir. Gopal sir will give price for that one. That is called sale. Sale can be present one, can be future one. In the future also we can sell the property. In the present also we can sell the property. So in the sales of good act, basically we have to deal with the What is the difference between sale and agreement to sale? Agreement to sale is the future one. We have to deal with the condition and warranty. Okay, and the last one is unpaid seller. And the last one is class unpaid seller. So this is the crux of this point. Hello Manjri ma'am, how are you? Okay class, so in the sales of good, only these three terms we have to deal. Now see, who is buyer? Buyer is the person who buy and agrees to buy. What is agrees to buy? We are talking about the future one, in the future, and this is present. Okay, present and future one.